Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadesh. Double honor to Apostle and Elders, a great millstone that taught me this 100% truth through will. Salutations to the Yakim out there pushing the truth in all sincerity and risk their lives to do so. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered on the four corners of the earth that believe in the truth Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. Shalom. This is Zechariah 13:8, which reads, And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2/3 therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, It is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. So yeah, the Lord gonna, judge his people as well as the other nations, in these times, because we're in the last days of the last days, and there's certain people that's here, even of the nation of Israel, to be judged, and that's the lot that they've been given, showing you that there's no such thing as free will, or whatnot, and Christianity made this whole thing about, oh, come to so-called Jesus, whatever. How I found uh, so-called Jesus, and our people ignorantly, call him that name, but the true name of our Savior of the nation of Israel is Yahweh Shai, and his father's name is Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? But in plantation Christianity, they teach you that that you found the Lord, but the Lord says, I chose you. You know what I'm saying? You can't choose the Lord. He chooses, you know, who he who he wishes, and he's only chosen, those first spirits, the elect spirits, you know what I'm saying, that he chose from the foundation of the earth. But, the 2/3 that the Lord is going to destroy are going to be his own people here in so-called America, with what the scriptures make reference to as, the daughter of Babylon, you know, and Jake in here in Babylon, they follow the way, of the oppressor. The scriptures tell you, envy not thy oppressor, and choose none of his ways. But Jake, they love the ways of their oppressor. They love wickedness. They love, committing adultery, being in, partaking of homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, pedophilia. Like they just wicked. They, uh, been influenced, to do a wickedness by the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And they hold um, a tight grip, on the ways of Babylon, and you know, uh, just following the way of Esau Edom, their oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Holding on to his holidays, celebrating you know Christmas, Thanksgiving, uh, birthdays or whatever. They just are infatuated, with the wickedness of this place, and they hold dearly to it because they love the pleasures of what Babylon has to offer to them. But ain't nothing here for Jake. They don't understand that. They don't understand that the world was created for our sake, and everything is given to us. You know what I'm saying? They want the crumbs of what this devil has to offer, but he has nothing to offer you. You know what I'm saying? You're in the captivity, but you want to stay hold and have these strongholds upon you. And when the men of the Lord tell you that this so-called white man is your enemy, he's the devil. You know what I'm saying? Jake always trying to come to his defense, but for that, what I'm saying, the Lord has already appointed you for judgment, because 2/3, what I'm saying, of his people are going to be you know judged here in Babylon, and the 1/3 is going to be saved, the elect of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord, he deals with a small portion, and that's what we're going to get into here. This is Second Esdras 8:1, which reads, And he answered me, saying, The Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Yeah, because the Lord ain't coming, to save all people. You know what I'm saying? He only come to save his people, and he only come to save the elected people. Christianity tells you You know, plantation Christianity, they tell you that, you know, anybody that believe in so-called Jesus, you know what I'm saying, could be saved as long as you believe in him, no matter what nation you are or whatever, because, you know, this devil done came with his own doctrine. And that's false, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's the deception of the devil. You know, Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying? That's part of his blessing in itself. You know, the Lord, you know, allow him, you know, after 1,000 years to be released and, you know, to see the world, you know what I'm saying? And he did that. He accomplished that. You know, that's part of prophecy. He had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord appointed him to do so. And you know, the Lord appointed him to be the wicked. You know what I'm saying? He doing exactly what he was created to do. And we at the end of his, you know, his reign. His kingdom is almost over or whatnot. But in that same time, judgment is coming upon the nation of Israel along with, you know, the heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? Because the heathen nations, you know what I'm saying, they're going in captivity, you know, after, the Lord brings our kingdom in, you know, and they're going into servitude. But, you know, before that, you know what I'm saying, the Lord going to bring mass judgment upon the earth. And this is the time that the Lord has chosen to start visiting the earth. We see all the things that are going on, with Jake or whatnot, you know, and the things that, you know, the Lord has brought to pass, you know, in these last days with, you know, the digital currency, bringing in the RFID, mark of the beast microchip, the MOTB. You know, you see things going on with Israel and United States, you know, getting together, you know, prepping for war, and Iran and, you know, Russia coming together as well. You know, I just seen a video that Elder Yashawamba did, you know, going into that. So you know that, you know, the Lord is putting everything into play. You know what I'm saying? World War III, the market, because those are the prophecies that we're waiting for, and they here, you know, already. You know what I'm saying? Just because it didn't happen yet, you know what I'm saying? And it's tarrying, you know, division is yet for a point in time. Though it tarry, wait for it. It should surely not. It should surely come. It should not tarry. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at right now. You know, these things are, you know, the Lord has, you know, He's just setting it up right now. Everything's being set up, and then, you know, all of a sudden it's going to come down like a storm. You know, but, you know, back into the scriptures. This is 2 Esdras 8:2. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust the gold cometh of, even so is the curse of this present world, that there be many created, but few shall be saved. Yeah, the Lord ain't coming to save, you know, the whole world. You know what I'm saying? That's not how He operates. You know, the Lord, you know, works with a select few, and He's always been that way. The Lord, you know, I'm the same, I change not. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, but those that are in the know, we know how the Lord operates. You know what I'm saying? So we don't get bent out of shape when we search certain things taking place in certain judgments. You know, especially with dealing with, you know, the situation currently with this kid Tyrese Nicholson. We understand, those that don't know, we understand that, you know, that's judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai, because, you know, you got to pay for the things that you did in times past. You know what I'm saying? And that was just a judgment that was given unto him. And supposedly it talks about he committed adultery with, you know, one of these officers' wife. Supposedly, I mean, I don't know the ins and out of it, but, and even if so, you know what I'm saying, it was just, you know, a judgment, because, you know, that's against the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. And especially, you know, for Jake, because, you know, the laws were given to the nation of Israel, and if he did that, you know, it was, you know, a just judgment, you know. But, you know, he still, that are in the know, you know, that understand the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai, we understand that that was a judgment given into that brother, you know, for, you know, things of time past, and, you know, him just being you know, a wicked individual. You know what I'm saying? This is 1 Peter 3:20, which sometimes were disobedient, when once the long suffering of the Most High waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a prepping, wherein few this is 8 souls were saved by water. Yeah. So the Lord, during the time of Noah, only saved 8 souls. He's destroyed, the whole world, or his, the people in the land and the world, even his own people, because of their wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Show you that, the Lord um don't love everybody. You know what I'm saying? If he loved everybody, then why did he only save 8 people? Because he only deals with a remnant. You know what I'm saying? With a small portion. You know, he decided that he was going to save Noah and his family, and he did that, and then he repopulated the earth through through his 3 sons. Japheth, Ham, and um, um, Shem. It's like it. Sometimes Satan get in your head, you know what I'm saying, try to make you forget shit. But yeah, Shem, Japheth, and Ham, you know what I'm saying? And those were his 3 sons that repopulated the earth, So all people, again, showing going back, all people come from, Adam, because, you know, the, you know, those are descendants of Adam as well. But anyway, as you can see, the Lord, he does, with a small portion. He not dealing with everybody. He only coming to save a select few of his own people, of the elect. The elect is the nation of Israel, and he only going to save the elect of the elect in these last days. This is 2 Esdras 8:41, which reads, "For as the husbandman soweth much seed upon the ground, and planteth many trees, and yet the thing that is sown good is in his season, cometh not up, neither doth all that is planted take root. Even so is it of them that are sown in the world, that it's like they shall not all be saved." Yeah, the Lord ain't coming to save everybody, man. You got a mass judgment coming, and majority of the people here in this earth gonna get judged. You know what I'm saying? 2/3 is greater than 1/3. Showing you that there's wicked of his own people. So if the Lord gonna judge his own people, imagine the wickedness he gonna do into these heathens. They got a greater judgment coming, especially Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get it the worst. The Lord gonna give him the business, but the Lord using him, to bring these things forth. This wickedness forth, this great wrath that the Lord uh, got to take place upon the world. During the times of Jacob's trouble. You know, but the Lord, using going to use Esau Edom as an example, you know, in his destruction, and showing you his power, what I'm saying, and bringing his judgment, and taking them to captivity. Uh, when we take over and bring him into our kingdom, he's gonna have to pay for all the wickedness he done. But moving on, this is 2 Esdras 8:50 going on. 2 Esdras 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter day, it's like in the latter time, shall dwell in the world, because they walk in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, and it's like the tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is built, and rest is allowed. Ye perfect, ye perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Yeah, because the Lord is, giving that protection unto the elect of the nation of Israel. And Esdras is part of the elect, you know what I'm saying? And for, his good works and believing in the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, he is going to see the good fortune of being given salvation in these last days. You know what I'm saying? That's why Esdras say, woe is he, who shall send me in those days? Because he saw what the Lord was going to bring in these last days, a great judgment. And the Lord's going to save him out of this. You know what I'm saying? Reading on. Sorrows are past, and in the end Show the treasure of immortality. Yeah, showing you that the only people that are going to be immortal is the nation of Israel. Immortality is given to the nation of Israel. But that's a different. That's for a different time. But you know, let it be known that Israel is going to be the only immortal souls during that time. You know what I'm saying? In our kingdom, there's no other, because our kingdom is going to be forever. The Lord has given up these heathens temporary rulership over the world or the earth. You know, each kingdom had their appointed time. You know, but our kingdom, the nation of Israel, is going to be forever. You know what I'm saying? The Lord says that uh, He was going to give Yahweh Shai a kingdom that should be forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's soon to come. We're almost at that point. Read on. And therefore ask no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. Yeah, so we're not to be concerned with the wicked you know Israelites out there. You know, you present this truth to them, and if they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. Just let them go about their business. You know what I'm saying? So because you got to understand that there's certain people that have been appointed to be judged. You know what I'm saying? And that's just their lot. And you can see that with this situation that going on in Israel now, with people presenting you know uh, false doctrines, telling you that the mark of the beast ain't the RFID chip, or it's nothing carnal, it's something spiritual. you know but that's the lot they've been given. You know what I'm saying? But the brotherhood really don't fool with them, but they got to be rebuked, you know in order to edify the flock of them going off. You know what I'm saying? So, the elect of the nation of Israel can get it right. You know what I'm saying? And they got to be made an example of. They got to be rebuked. And same thing with not not calling on the right name or whatnot. You know, they tell you that you can call it anything you want, but that's not part of the doctrine. The Lord said that, like, should call upon His name or whatnot. So you know the name is important as well. You know, so calling Him Christ or saying Christ bless, that's not the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The name of the Lord is Yahweh, and the name of His Son is Yahweh Shai. Those names are important. You know what I'm saying? And those are names you got to call on in these last days, to be saved out of this disaster that the Lord's going to bring. You know what I'm saying? And also, you see brothers, falling out of this thing, of the brotherhood, and then, you know, once they fall out, they coming against, the men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel some type of way, because their feelings hurt, they butt hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show, like, the Lord ain't here to save everybody. These brothers, they're putting in work for a long time, and then they fall out, and then you know that's their lot. That's which is shows you got to fear Yahweh Shem Shai. You got to ask Him, never to take His Holy Spirit away from you, man, because that's a scary thing. Being that you've been in this and you're fighting, trying to fight for your crown, and then all of a sudden the Lord just put a bug out spirit on you, and you go against the men of the Lord, and you come against the gospel instead of going and continue on, and fighting for your crown. You just go out and you just you know because you feel some type of way, you've been rejected or rebuked. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing the righteous thing, you just, become wicked and go against the men of the Lord, and which is going to bring upon you a judgment. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand that's the lot, of those men that, they become fallouts and bug outs or whatever, which is a scary thing. You got to fear Yahweh Shem Shai. This is second Esdras 9:15, which read, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than them which shall be saved. Like as a wave, it's like as a wave is greater than a drop. Yeah, again, showing you great judgment is coming, and the Lord ain't gonna save everybody, man. All that bullshit about planting Christianity, the Lord come to save, and all who believe upon it. No, man, the Lord is only coming to save His own, the nation of Israel, who He came to, put His life on the line for, who He came to die, and be persecuted, and to be um, beaten, and uh, for the stripes of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? He got put to death, for his sake and the sake of his people. Because that's what he came to, to deliver. The nation of Israel, not all nations, man. Only his people. And this is Ezekiel 9:4, which reads, "And Yahweh said unto him, Go." Matter of fact, let's start at 9 and 1 then. Ezekiel 9 and 1. He cried also in my ears with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, every even every man with a destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand, and one man among them also clothed with linen, with a writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went and stood beside the brassen altar. And the glory of the Most High of Israel was gone up from the cherub whereupon he was to the threshold of the house, and he called to the man clothed with linen, which hath the writer's inkhorn in his side. And this the Lord, calling upon the angels, to bring judgment unto Israel. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, the nation of Israel, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that have been in the midst of thereof. And this mark is a spiritual mark, talking about the wa, which is a spiritual mark for those that the Lord is protecting, you know, um, that believe in the truth of Yahweh Shem Shai. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the same mark as in Revelations 13:16. This is a whole different mark. The whole Revelations 13:16 is talking about a carnal mark, a physical mark, a charagma. You know what I'm saying? Well, this mark is the Tawa, which is a spiritual mark that the Lord, has put, His Spirit inside the elect souls that are going to be saved. The men that's out on the highways and byways, sighing and crying for their people to repent, preaching the truth of Yahweh Shem Shai, and those that agree or accept the prophets and their word, they're going to be saved too, because that mark is going to be upon them as well. You know, just like no different from it's it's going to be the new Passover. This truth that for those that receive it, what I'm saying, is going to be the Passover in the time of destruction. The Lord is going to save them out of it. This is the new blood and of Yahweh Shem Shai over the post, as he did in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So now, is the modern Passover is going to be, him, passing over the elect and giving them salvation. Read on, and to the others he said in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, old maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at the sanctuary, at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And he said unto them, Defile the house, and I will fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city. Yeah, the Lord sending his judgment out through the city, man, and through the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? The nation of Israel getting judged now. You know what I'm saying? A perfect example is that kid, you know, Trey Nicholas. He got judged. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said he's starting at his sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? Which is the nation of Israel, and he's gonna pass judgment. So the Lord, you know, going to continue to judge into the great judgment at the end. You know what I'm saying? All people going to continue to get judged now because you know the Lord is visiting the earth now in these last days, and greater judgments are coming as we get closer to the end. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be mass chaos out here during the times of Jacob's trouble. The Lord ain't gonna be holding back, you know. And those that you know, then Jake gonna really see, you know, how to, you know, the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai. They're gonna see how he get down, because he's gonna show it. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be, you know, great fear in the world again, because they're gonna understand that the Lord is bringing these judgment into the world. You know, and he ain't gonna turn back. Reading on, and it came to pass while they were slaying them, and I was left, that I fell upon my face and cried and said, Ah, Yahweh power, Yahweh Shema Shai, wilt thou destroy all the residue of Israel in thy pouring out of thy fury upon Jerusalem? Then said he unto me, The iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is exceedingly great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perverseness. For they say, Yahweh hath forsaken the earth, and Yahweh seeth not. As as for me also, my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense their way upon their head. And behold, the man clothed with linen, which had the inkhorn by his side, reported the matter, saying, I have done as thou hast commanded me. Yeah, showing you that the Lord sent the angels out and they bring mass judgment. You know what I'm saying? Showing you that the Lord both control the good and the wicked. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, comes upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? He sent a great judgment out by the angels. And, you know, that's just, you know, going on, you know, right now. And it's going to be going on even greater, you know, as, you know, we get into the, you know, the mass judgment that's coming upon this earth. And this is Romans 9:27. Esaias or Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, that the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea. A remnant shall be saved. Yes, you know, the Lord is only coming to save a remnant of his people, and that's the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, those that believe upon the truth of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, those that know the true, uh, what the true mark of the beast is. You know, the true MOTB, the RFID microchip, as a physical carnal thing. Those that are called upon the name Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, those that are fully committed and repentant and believe in the 100% truth of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, and hold that into the end. Those are the, you know, the people, men, women, and children, you know, that are going to be saved, you know, during that day. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, salvation is only offered into the nation of Israel, and only a small portion, a small remnant, is going to receive that salvation. You know what I'm saying? You know, but the benefit of being of the nation of Israel is that, you know, even though 2/3 of the Jakes are going to be destroyed here in Babylon, that they're going to be rebirthed, you know, for those through the first, you know, fruits of the nation of Israel, the elect spirits in the kingdom of heaven, and they're going to come in the right mind state, and you know they're going to be uh, righteous and rule over the other nations too. You know what I'm saying? But on this side, they got to pay for what they've done, you know, and that's the lot that has been appointed to them. And Lord willing, you know, those that you know believe in this truth, you know, we're among the hopeful elect that's going to be saved. You men out there, you know, on the highways and byways pushing this truth. You know, the men out here, you know, whatever lot the Lord has given you to you know, to provide support to the ministry. You know, that in itself is a just whatever lot you know the Lord has, you know, put forth for you. You know, the men that you know make these daily epistles. You know, make videos, you know, daily, or whatever lot the Lord has given it to you. You know, um, because everybody, you know, got a different, you know, lot. that's of the elect. You know what I'm saying? Just like, those that, are not, they got their lot of judgment, so, you know, um, Lord willing, I hope this lesson's been edifying. I just want to say, Kohola Yahabashim Ashai, Kwam Ashrala, Ba Ba Ba, and Shalom.